is a delightfully warm day, and I've been cooped up inside all day. I am on day number 2 of being sick, and I just decided that I'm gonna go outside, be productive, get stuff done in the sunshine, and help myself feel better. So right now, Robert has butchered one of our roosters today for cat feed, and I had him save the blood. I want to go ahead and turn that into a nitrogen fertilizer for my seedlings. So that's one of the things we're gonna do. We're gonna do a whole bunch of stuff today. We're gonna do as much stuff as I can possibly manage, and I'm hoping being out in the sunshine and dealing with some fermented stuff is gonna help me feel better. Out in the greenhouse, we have all of these wonderful, that thing is already flowered. Okay, so I think, oh gosh, it's almost 90 degrees. So I think one of the problems that I'm having with these is, number one, they're cold crops, so it's getting a little warm in here. But I've been using this as a fertilizer. I wasn't sure if it was fish emulsion or if it was for bloom and like a bloom and feed thing. One of two options, and as you can tell, I can't tell what the heck this stuff is. And I think it's probably not fish fertilizer. So it's kind of promoting the wrong cycle of growth, and I need some nitrogen in these things. I have the blood from one rooster, and I'm just gonna fill up a 5-gallon bucket and go ahead and bottom water all these. All but one of these guys is doing great. I think I should probably remove that one. But that only leaves me with one nap cabbage. Out of all the ones I started, it leaves me with one. One probably bad habit that I've been having in my greenhouse is leaving the door open overnight. And I think that's probably a bad idea. So I'm gonna try and remember to close my greenhouse at night. So I got this 5-gallon bucket, put some water in there to stop it from coagulating. It gets really foamy. So I did some digging before I came out here, and all the resources that I found basically said to dilute it at least 10 to 1. I mean, one rooster, it's got maybe like a half a cup of blood that came out. Cup, absolute max. This is a 5-gallon container. I've got like 4.5 gallons of water in here. So this should be very, very heavily diluted. I'm gonna cry if I kill all of these with nitrogen, but well, let's find out. So I'm basically just gonna use this. It seems the easiest way to do it. That was a spider web. So this is the best I got here. There we go. And so tonight, with the blood meal out here, I definitely need to make sure that I am closing up the greenhouse, because disaster can definitely ensue. The rest of this I'm just gonna throw in the compost pile, because we got 2 more roosters plus a unproductive hen. So I'll have another source of this when I need more fertilizer. But I just diluted it so heavily because I just really want to make sure that I'm not burning these things with nitrogen. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to save this so I can feed the ones inside tomorrow. I felt their trays and they weren't ready to be watered again. I just watered them yesterday. No, I didn't. I watered them the day before. But they're not ready to be watered yet. So I'll just put a lid on this and keep it out here and save it until tomorrow. But for now, let's move on to our next project. Oh, put these back. Put these back.
More than halfway done, I think.
How the hell did you put that in there?
So that it wouldn't blow away because of how windy it is. I'm trying to let go of it as fast as possible.
Still going?
Yeah. How about the end right here? Keep going.
Go up. I'm gonna get another shark.
Oh, you're gonna go buy one?
All the way up to the edge there. Do it together, yeah. Well, this here looks like as good of a place as any. I'm not entirely sure that that one is a comfrey. I'm like 97% sure. Okay, yeah, it must be. Man, these things got roots. It looks like this split into two. Look at that. Now we got two. That is quite a root. And it looks like it's several plants. The root structure on this thing is massive. Jeepers. I hope you can see this, but look at this root structure. It's intense. There's 1, 2, 3. I could probably split this off into 3. I need to Google how to split these things off because the other one just came apart really easy. I'm gonna Google it. According to the people of the internet, you can literally just cut off like 2-inch sections of the root and they will just grow. I feel so nervous doing this. I don't want to ruin my comfrey. Let's give it a go. Should just be able to like manhandle this thing and tear it apart. And apparently up where I pulled these from, like they'll just grow. Anyways. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'll give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? It doesn't grow. I'm gonna buy a new one. I'm gonna try and fill this whole bit. And I'm just gonna fertilize it with some very heavily diluted chicken blood. And water it in. So that may or may not be it for the day. It kind of depends on how severe this thunderstorm is when my son gets off of work. But for now, I'm gonna go inside. It's time to show you guys the seedlings. I am definitely very confident that the issue with the first round of seed starting was in fact the missing of the lime. They're going bonkers. And it's time to go ahead and fertilize them. Earlier I was showing you guys that I wasn't sure what type this is. But then when I was watching back the footage, I was like, hey, I bought that at Johnny's. Let me go check my email history. It's a fish fertilizer, so yay. That is one thing that I absolutely love about this contraption. And I've tried a couple of them. This is definitely by far
the best one. It works the best. It doesn't clog very easily. In fact, I don't think this one's ever clogged. We have very hard water, so it's not hard to clog these things. Well, these type of things. All right, let's go check on them. The lighting's gonna be pretty wonky, but you can see almost all the collards. Can you see? You can see almost all the collards and the kale, with the exception of a few different lines, have sprouted. The peppers are still going. They're not quite sprouted just yet. A lot of the calendula and the marigolds are doing good. This is an older batch. It looks like it's not doing a whole lot. This one is also, these two are also older. This is the original batch of peppers. And a lot of these are sprouting. A lot of these tomatoes. These three are all tomatoes. And then this one is tomato. Oh, that's on one of the original tomatoes. And then down here, I just moved I moved 4 of the old trays that had not sprouted anything. And then up top, lots and lots. Clearly I need to move my light. But overall, it is very clear to me that the issue was that I forgot to put the lime and the mix must have been too acidic, and that's probably why I wasn't getting any sprouts. So I'm gonna go ahead and water these.
You filming this?
No. Oh, I was recording. Alrighty, so I got everything watered, fertilized, and I adjusted all of the lights to be as close to good as I'm able to get them. So we'll follow up again, of course, but for now, I'm very hopeful. Very, very hopeful. I'm happy. We are probably about 2 days away from doing our first transplants of the season, and I'm so excited. I should have been doing this starting a few days ago, but such is life, at least such is my life. So we're gonna go ahead and start hardening off our brassicas. Tonight and the next night, we're expected to get down to about 28 degrees. So I'm planning on bringing these starts inside overnight. So I figured it seemed like the perfect time to just go ahead and throw them outside during the day. It's not terribly hot, it's a little bit overcast, so they're not gonna get completely scorched. And I feel like this is just gonna be kind of a good time to get them out. It can really stress the plant out if you don't start to harden them off before you put them in the ground. So we'll just at least give them a couple days of toughening up. Ugh. Come on. Find someone that's at least partially level. That works. So my plan for the brassicas is to plant them kind of along the house here, especially over there. That's gonna get plenty of shade during the warmer months. So I'm hoping that will help the brassicas to not bolt and to be able to go a little bit longer through the summer, so we don't just end up having to harvest them really small and just get like a really crummy result from them. These areas by the house have been tarped for probably like a month and a half, maybe almost 2 months, honestly, at this point. So hopefully everything in there should be really easy. We can just pull the tarp back and we can just start to pull up all the dead weeds and things like that, maybe cover it with a little bit of wood chips and be about our merry way. But this is the main project for today. My son helped me put this tarp down a few days ago, and I very quickly realized that it was not big enough. I knew it wasn't big enough, but I didn't realize how much not big enough it was. So last time he was in town, he picked up a 20 by 100 foot. So it's gonna be twice the length of it, which still isn't gonna be quite enough, but I can just lay down this tarp in the areas that that it doesn't quite reach. But for today, we are going to do as much of filling in the aisles, and then we'll put the 20 by 100 tarp down and just kind of go from there. I can already see quite a lot of growth starting to happen here. I've waited way too long to do this, and it was just, we didn't have the tarp. You know, I could not cover it because I just literally did not have the tarp for it. So we're gonna go ahead and tarp it off, hope to choke out some of those weeds by the time we're ready to plant in them. We got probably about another month or so before we're ready to really plant in these areas. Most of what's gonna go in here is gonna be really a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm probably gonna end up doing about every other row as tomatoes, and then filling in the gaps with flowers, kale, peppers, whatever it is that I feel like growing. But I'm figuring like at least every other row might give me a little bit of a buffer zone so it doesn't get like this massive overgrown humongous thing. And I'm also going to be trying a different method of trellising, so stay tuned for that one. I really do like the cattle panel trellis thing that I do. I do it like Jess from Roots and Refuge does. She's the one who introduced me to that method of trellising. The problem that I have with it is that you can't change your mind. At least not where we're at, because it takes so much effort to sink a T-post into the ground. Around here, it takes like 100 hits to get that thing into the ground properly, and oftentimes you can't even put it where you want to put it because there's just so many rocks and boulders underneath the ground. And then also, since it takes so much effort to set everything up around here, you can't really pull it out for the winter, so you can tarp it over to make sure you don't get a bunch of nasty stuff that is gonna sprout and seed because you got all those T-posts in the way. So as soon as my son has his coffee, he's gonna meet me out here and we're gonna go ahead and get to work. We're gonna use the excavator, which I was not expecting to have, but I guess we've gotten a little bit extra time with the excavator. We're just gonna load up the truck and bring the truck over here and then use the wheelbarrow to disperse everything. Wheelbarrow and shovel. So that's the plan. That ends our day early, huh? We're finally done. We got all of the truckloads in, at least of the dirt, and we were just about to lay down the new layer of plastic. We realized that it is clear instead of black. So when my son goes to town tomorrow, he's going to exchange that for the black one, and then we'll be about our merry way. And tomorrow we'll be wrapping this garden up for about another month. No matter how exhausted you are on the homestead, the work never stops. So now we got to go and feed the pigs and try and lock up all the birds and bring those starts inside so they don't freeze tonight. Let's go. It is currently 25 degrees out there. So as soon as that gets up to 32, we're gonna move our starts outside. Game time. Welcome to the Fermented Homestead. If we haven't met before, hi, my name is Anna. All different kinds of ways that you can use your canned food. Round 2.
Why do we always have to do this during the wind? Yeah, I know. Looks stupid, but it should work.
Well, I gotta say that went a lot quicker the second time around that.
Yeah. The tires actually.
We're tarp laying pros now. We finally got the 20 by 100 sheet set up. We got all the tires up there. So we do have that one little corner over there that we still need to tarp. We just ran out of tires. So we don't have a way to hold them down just yet. However, one of our neighbors has a plentiful amount of tires, and we're gonna pick up a bunch of tires from him. So we should be able to finish off that area over there. And I think with this tarp right here, we might have enough currently to do our entire garden over the winter season. So I'm gonna feel a little bit better about cutting up this tarp to kind of fit the spot a little bit better, and I'm really looking forward to that. We have passed our 2 days of frigid, freezing cold evenings. So these guys get to stay out here tonight after a long day work. I'm gonna go inside, leave these here at Lovely's to enjoy the nice crisp but not too cold evening. And if you want to know what we did last time, be sure to check out this video right here. It'll answer all your questions, and I don't know what else it'll answer, but it'll help with that. Peace out, sauerkraut.